Yeah. What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up, people? How y'all doing? What's going on? We in the house. We in the house. We in the house. What is going? What is happening? What is happy pre-Thanksgiving, people? Happy pre-Thanksgiving. Oh man, we in for it. Haha. Like to say what's up to my people on YouTube. Tim Black's Wolfpack in the house. How y'all doing, people? Let me say what's up to y'all. Give a big shout out to my moderator, Buck Bewley, holding it down in the crowd over there doing this thing. Thank you, Buck. I appreciate you. I appreciate you, my brother. Shout out to my people that keep the lights on around here, my Tim Black Wolfpack members. Thank y'all. I appreciate y'all. Man, who's cooking? Who's cooking? I gotta crash somebody's party. Who's cooking? That's all I want to know, man. Who's doing what? Shout out to my people, man, that are showing up. Kat Negrita, Among Friends, Tobias. Thank you for being here. Wraith in the house. What's going on, Wraith? Yo, 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 we in here. Elizabeth Looney, Black Mamba. Black Mamba, how are you? Bruce Newsom. What's up, Bruce? I got a Facebook sighting already. That's what's up. If you're on Facebook, come through, say hello. Revelator, what's up, man? Yo. My people are in the house. Megs, what's up, Megs? D, what's up? D.E. and Tony B and Thomas. And yo, Bill, what's up, Bill Brummer? Itoli. Okay. Itoli, number 2. B. Hey, Black. That was it. Hey, Black. Hey, Black. What's going on, y'all? What's happening, man? Jibba Jabba. Jibba Jabba Doo in the house. I ain't saying with no do on there. Why you put the extras on there? What's up, Casey McCoy? Yo, man. So look, guys. Augustine, Kathy Sanders, James Sumler, Aaron Roberts, Emerson Lab, We Carry Signs, ATLS, Jerry Cohen. Yo, man, it's great to be somewhere. Yvonne HW, thank you for joining, Yvonne. Good to see you, sis. Shout out to Miss Kawawami. Black women stand up. Thank you for being here. Yo. Oh. Yo, so look, guys, we it's gonna be we got a show. Anybody that's new to the show, let me let you know. My name is Tim Black, obviously. Who would pretend to be that if they weren't? And what we do on this channel is we cover U.S. politics, breaking news, and Black culture. We try to put that in every show, so obviously this show is not for everyone. No, I'm joking. Everybody loves Black culture. I mean, they use it, they just don't want to give it credit. So, we built the pyramids, damn it. So what's up, man? Yeah, we're gonna have a nice show tonight, man. I'm feeling real good about it. I got a couple things I want to run by you. That's what we do. I just kind of catch you up to politics, U.S. politics, and some things that are breaking news items. You know, because you got a busy life, man. You're doing other stuff, and I'm doing this. Checking out news reports. I'm looking at news articles. I'm reading stuff. I'm listening to stuff. I'm watching stuff. I'm putting together stuff. It's, you know, so while you're doing your job, trust me, I'm doing my job as well. My job is to bring you the news. My job is not to make you become a Democrat or a Republican. That's not my job. Nor is it my job to champion for either one of these parties. Some people get upset. They say, Tim Black. Oh, Tim Black. I say, what? They say, Tim Black. We don't care at this point. Look, man, I'm being totally transparent. I hate the Democratic Party. You can stop reminding me that that I don't like the Democrats. It's not even about don't like. That's not even a strong enough term, man. Let me tell you something, man. I feel that the Democratic Party has been holding us back, and we've been holding ourselves back by being aligned with them out of survival. But I'm going to tell you that in order for us to get to the next stage, we got to move beyond the Democratic Party. And that's just how I feel. Now, you can fight me on that all day. You know what I'm saying? You can fight me if you want to. Get at me, dog. Arr, arr. Get at me, dog. But that's where I'm at on that. And see, if you weren't trying to get money from the Democratic Party, if you were, because, if you're being open and honest, you have to say, well, I may disagree with them, but I can see how someone can come up to that conclusion. But when I get people to just out of hand dismiss that, that means they don't know anything, they haven't been paying attention, or they're working for the Democrats. Because both parties are horrible. And anybody who has to come to that conclusion either works for them or just got so much propaganda running through their veins, they can't really make an informed contribution to the conversation. Get what I'm saying? It is what it is. It is what it is. So tonight, man, we're going to get into some stuff. I just want y'all to know, man, we have come a long way. We really have, guys. What we're trying to do is we're trying to blow up the channel. We're trying to get more people to come in so they can find out about this amazing show. And I know I couldn't say that without you guys saying it for me. So I want to thank everybody who made this show important, who make this show important, who make it relevant. Everyone who makes this show important and relevant, and they make it happen. So thank you for being a part of this. Hit the like button on your way in the door, guys. Let the algorithm know what I have missing in hair follicles, I have in heart, in spirit, and passion for what I do. So be a part of this tonight, guys. Be a part of it. I'd also like to let everyone know that I have opened up another level of membership for those people who want to be my VIPs. So just putting that out there. It's on YouTube. And yeah, it's something new. You know what I'm saying? I got go into 2025 with some new stuff up our sleeves. You know what I'm saying? Anything else? Any other spring cleaning? Nothing that I recall. Nothing comes to mind. Where will we start today? Jesus. It's a lot here. I got a lot here to get to you. Let's start with this, man. And it's an overarching theme. Okay? Let's start with this thing. I've only been talking about what's going on with the Democratic Party and how the Democratic Party has been doing a horrible job the last 4 years. And I was saying that in the years before that too. But really the last 4 years kind of stuck out. And I've been playing it in real time. I've been calling it out. What's amazing me is now some people are also agreeing. And it's really convenient that they start to agree right after the end of an election. Yeah, all of a sudden now they're like, Democrats need to do this, or the Democrats need to do that. You might not know this, but every time the Democrats get out of power, they say that. Yeah, that's the perfect time to say it, when you can't do shit. We're going to pay more attention to the working class. We got to win back those working class voters. You had you had power, and you're still in office, and you've been in office for the last almost 4 years. And now you're like, hey, you know what I should do? Anybody ever been in a relationship? And when you leave, then they be like, I'm going to do better. You be like, well, I hope your next person feels that way. Because I'm gone. Oh, I'm out of here. I don't even know who you're talking to. How'd you get my new number? I changed my number. How'd you? Man, I tell you, man, America's funny, man. The politics is hilarious. All you gotta do is loosen up, man. Loosen up and be yourself. Hey, Tim Black, how do you do these things with this show? I just loosen up, man. These my friends. So that's the theme. The night is Happy Pre-Thanksgiving, 4 years of failure. Have the Democrats finally learned? That's the title, and it's for a good reason. Folks, while my tea cools off, I don't even know why I opened that. I opened it to let it, let it breathe. Let's get started with a clip. Let's get going because, yeah. Let's go with an easy clip. Bill Clinton weighed in to the latest catastrophe, which is called the Democratic side of the ball in the 2024 election. Let's see what old Bill has to say.
I can't say I was surprised. I had the feeling all along that at the end, this thing might break one way or the other, and all the so-called swing states would vote together because the last 2, 3, 4% were actually pretty much alike. At least this time, there is no question that he actually won both the popular vote and the electoral college. And when he won before, he lost the popular vote and only won the electoral college because of the late intervention of James Comey, and I think the false presentation of the email issue. There's been a lot of change for people to digest, a lot of economic.
Bill's still over here making excuses for that horrible campaign that Hillary Clinton ran. Bill, before we even get to you being able to be so clear-eyed about Kamala, but still so vastly short-sighted when it comes to your own wife's demise in her campaign, not to mention her second one, her second campaign, her second failure, okay? Let me say this, man. Yeah, Hillary Clinton ran a horrible campaign the second time especially, and I don't know what else to say. Yeah, Bernie Sanders going on every stump speech for her. He campaigned harder for her than she campaigned for herself. So I don't get it. You want to blame the FBI investigation? You want to blame emails? Most people didn't know anything about those emails, really. Only as few diehard, like people that pay attention to news like that knew about the emails like that. Most people, you say emails, they're not even tripping. Okay, so Trump had emails and documents and charges and convictions, and it didn't stop him. So just be quiet and get to the part where you can be honest, because it ain't you. Yeah, you're gonna all of a sudden get honest. And that's sort of the thing I'm pointing at, guys. All of a sudden, everybody want to be honest when it's not them. Go ahead, Bill. Woo us with your charisma.
Like adversity and upheaval, a lot of political upheaval, a lot of social developments. And if you think about it, some of the votes that happened in the last election are people who are just exhausted by uncertainty and tired of carrying it around. And that always helps.
Yeah, it always helps. It always helps when it always helps when you can throw a bunch of word salad together, not really say anything, but still somehow give the feigning like you kind of get that people didn't want what they had. That's called a changed election, Bill. It shouldn't take you 800 words to say it. People wanted a change, and they wanted a change because seldom do people want to change when they feel like things are going great. So whatever the reason was, if you're the one holding the ball at the time, which was Joe Biden and Kamala Harris, you get caught with a stinker. They had every opportunity to do different things. They chose not to. If they just would have kept the executive orders on the border, this would have been a much tighter race. And it all it would have required was doing nothing. And believe me, Biden, he know how to do nothing. Yeah, that's all he would have had to do. He wouldn't have had to think. He wouldn't have had to solve quantum physics. He wouldn't have to resolve the conflicts, the war in Gaza. It shouldn't be one. But he wouldn't have to. That's that why. Yeah, that's why he lost. That's why they lost Michigan. But if he weren't funding the bombs, that wouldn't have been a problem either. But I'm getting back to the point of there were a lot of unforced errors in this thing, Johnson. A lot of unforced errors. What's tiresome about the Democratic Party is it's getting them to say anything. And this is why politicians suck. It's not just that the parties suck. They do, but the parties are made up of politicians like Bill Clinton. I tell you, when I imitate Bill, he's a lot more fun than when I got to listen to him talk here. Oh, come on, Tim. Oh, Tim, I was with Hillary. We were sitting there. We were thinking about you doing me. And I was like, wow. Pause. That's not what I meant, Tim, but you know what I'm saying. I did not have a chance. Oh, Tim, I was thinking about that time when I was president. And his voice is really starting to trail off, even president. You know, back when Bill was president, it was just a blur. I don't even remember how much he sucked. It wasn't until many years later that I learned just how bad a president he was. Because if you ask the media, he was doing a bang-up job. Anyway, so Democrats are now getting epiphanies. Like, oh man, maybe we could have done things differently. Maybe things didn't need to suck so bad. Maybe if we treated people like people, maybe if we kept our word, maybe if we were honest, maybe if we weren't virtual signaling out of our minds, maybe. You know? Maybe Trump would have had so much to capitalize on. I mean, they set the table, Johnson. They set this up. And Trump just got out of his own way enough to let them lose. Yeah. That's what he did. He got out of his own way. There was a stretch there when the Democrats had a chance. Kamala had a chance. And it was like all of a sudden, Trump went quiet. And he started doing fun things like going to work a trash truck or work at McDonald's. See, that was Trump getting out of his own way and letting it do what it do. And that's when I was like, I'm 99% sure. I was like, I'm 97, 98% sure Trump got this in the bag because he knew it was time to do nothing. When you know it's time to do nothing, that's when things are really going good for you. Get what I'm saying? Yeah. And that's what signaled to me. That's why these pundits, these commentators, all these people that say they know stuff, I question their basic reasoning skills. Why else would Trump fall back so hard? Why else was he at McDonald's, Goofy, if they weren't in the lead? Like, why were you lying to people? Not you, Bill. Bill's not listening. But why were the Democratic Party operatives and all these people lying so hard about how close it was? You know? There's a reason. Money. They were raising lots of money and they were spending lots of money. And we're going to get to that in this segment as well. Okay? But the thing is, the Democrats now are acting like they learned something. Bill, these developments, these social issues, or whatever you're talking about, unspecific Bill Clinton, that's horrible. But specifically, like, the Democrats don't speak specific enough to the issues that people really understand so that people get what they're saying. That flowery language is a turnoff. And I just don't see how anybody was really blindsided. I mean, I was listening to Stephen A. Smith. He was talking about it. He was saying, hey, I knew Kamala was going to lose, but I supported her anyway. Why weren't you saying that at the time, Stephen A. Smith? I was saying it at the time that she was going to lose, before she lost. That's important. You don't get to go after the fact to say, I knew it was going to happen, but you wouldn't say it when it was happening. See, when it was something to lose, regardless of who these guys are, Bill Clinton, former president, okay, he's got a lot of pressure on him. Don't mean he can't tell the truth. What they're going to do? Not re-elect him? So these people, all of them, they just did not want to tell the truth because it would have cost them something. It costs me something every time I tell the truth. It costs me. It costs truth tellers pay. Even the ones that are doing well financially, they pay because they're closing off other doors to themselves. When you say certain things, you become unliked. When you tell the truth, people say, can't trust him. He won't play ball. We're done with him. This is a person that doesn't know when to be quiet. Can't have him around. He's too real. We don't need anybody that's actually serious about helping the people. We want people that are willing to take hits and shut up. And that's the type of people they like. So that's the deal. So what I'm saying is, Bill Clinton, the former president, doesn't have it in him to be honest, which is not new for him. But what I'm saying is, the guy can't run for any more offices. He's done. He's chilling. I don't know what he does with his time. Why come he couldn't have been honest like 6 months ago? Because it's unethical. He's not by himself, though, man. There's other people talking now who seem to all of a sudden have an idea of what's going on. I was sitting back, I'm prepping for the show. I run across this video. I wasn't looking for it. It just jumped out. Like one of those snakes. Your mom said, if it was a snake, it would have bit you. Well, I got bit by this snake. And I'm telling you guys, it was, what's the word? They think we're stupid. I mean, they don't think I'm stupid. They may think the masses of people watching are stupid. They might not even think that you're stupid. But they think a lot of people are stupid. And they're right. A lot of people are stupid. A lot of people believe the type of nonsense these people talk. Case in point, Andrew Schultz, who interviewed Donald Trump on his podcast. Him and Charlamagne have a podcast. Listen to Charlamagne. Suddenly be able to see the light.
Leaving the country with a little war before he walk out.
You saw that? Why would he try to do this? Why would he give long-range missiles to Ukraine right before he leaves?
And Putin said he ready for nuclear war.
I saw that.
Yeah.
That's terrifying. But Chris, you don't got
You think
nothing
he would
to say
nuke
about
Trump's
that.
America?
Yo, why don't you talk about your Dems trying to blow up the whole world and trying to start a nuclear holocaust? Why don't you talk about that ever? You don't. Oh, my 76ers are 2-9. Oh, you know who else is 2-9? Ukraine.
Well, they're about to be 2-80 at the end.
Chris, that's not Chris. We can't joke around about these things of brilliant idiots.
Well,
Political pundit
he's got
podcast.
a point. Why did Biden do that, though? Why did Biden agree to supply Ukraine
So
with
they could
anti-personnel
So they could over the goat.
mines? No, that's new. I'll say it again now, and even though somebody will take this and take it out of context and say, oh, see, Charlamagne's MAGA now, I don't think there'll be any wars of that magnitude with Trump in office because of the fact, no, but listen.
Can we just fist bump on that? Can we get anti-war
well, let me
fist
explain
bump?
why. Anti-war, definitely. See what I'm saying?
Okay. Yeah. All right. If you paid any attention, you know the Democratic Party are the warmongers. You would have already known that. part of my argument with saying that Kamala Harris is the greater evil is because of the Democrats' stance on war. They're what the Republicans used to be about 20 years ago. Back under Bush, that's what they are now. They're the party of war. Both parties are the party of war. Trump is the president that didn't bring us into any new wars. So for you to be a political pundit that goes on CNN and MSNBC and invited on tour with the vice president and does all this other stuff and not know basics, that's the basic, one of the most strong, most deliberate, most sound arguments against Kamala Harris and Joe Biden is World War III. Now, we got people that don't believe that that'll happen, you know, so okay, fine. They got their heads in the sand. There was like anybody with common sense, if you push this argument to them, and I say, hey, and I have, they have no response. They start talking about women's right to have abortions. They've actually been on a panel with Black people. And it was like all stacked with a bunch of Kamala supporters. When I brought this issue up, they wanted to talk about women's reproductive rights for 20 minutes. And then talk about some woman dying in the car of something for having to travel, some horrible, and want to attribute that. Like, I'm not even a Trump supporter. What are you doing? I just don't like Kamala. But when I brought up the war issue, they skipped over it, as if the war doesn't kill obviously lots more people, because that's what wars do. And if we're talking about the nuclear version, we're talking about a whole lot of death. And that was fine. But you should have saw how they reacted to me not being so taken aback by this person about the abortion issue. I tend to believe World War III is a more driving force, particularly when there are some states that haven't really changed their abortion laws all that much. So anyway, the point is this. Charlamagne the God, they put this guy up as a political commentator. He didn't know the first thing about it. And maybe he does. Maybe this is just camouflage for him to start moving out of the realm of stupid, because it's what's going to benefit him. Because believe this, guys, the people that were bold enough to stand against this nonsense that the Democrats were doing and not be invited places, not be able to have fancy guests, those of us that were willing to do that, who lost opportunities over the last 4 years, I'm not going to say you're going to get new opportunities because you're not, may not be in the right position. But you were right. You were right. And you will have bragging rights. But Charlamagne the God, who's been in a position where he could have been right, has been so wrong. Here's the same guy trying. Look, if you say you realize that Trump is not trying to get us into more wars, and that Biden, which Kamala is still part of his administration, you realize that. You realize that. What's she doing to prevent it? Is she going rogue? Like they say everybody should have done under Trump? Everybody should go rogue and stab Trump in the back? That was the whole argument for the last, while Trump was in office, everyone was saying how Republicans needed to go ballistic on Trump. And if they didn't, they didn't love their country. What about all the Democrats not going ballistic about what's happening right now with Biden in Ukraine? I'm just, hey, where's it at? Where are all the people that should be saying something about that who aren't saying anything about it? That's why I don't take any of them seriously, guys. They're a bunch of hacks and they're a bunch of liars, guys. That is all they are. I wish it wasn't that way. It is what they are. Name a commentator that calls themselves progressive or calls themselves liberal or Democrat or whatever. Those folks, if they're not calling out what's going on with Biden in the Ukraine, if they ain't calling that out, if they're not yelling at the Democrats loudly and saying, hey, get Somebody go grab Joe. Get him. It said they're applauding Kamala taking time off. They're applauding her taking time off at a time when we are poking the bear. And I mean literally the Russian bear. Literally poking the Russian bear towards World War III. And meanwhile, she's in Hawaii or some shit. Just like I told you. So when she could have been doing something like right now, she's not. And don't tell me she worked so hard on the campaign. I work hard too. And what am I doing? Working, still, working hard. What's she doing? Anyway, back to Charlamagne the Guy, man. I'm not impressed with this, but I'll say this. It's good to see you finally come around to some realization. It's just pathetic as hell that you got to go on all these platforms and then come around sooner and say the real shit. Instead, you run around chasing behind Angela Rye, who's been wrong about everything and will continue to be wrong about everything. You're not her. You're not going to be able to cry your way out of it. You're not going to be able to put on a dress and cry and pretend like your feelings are hurt and somebody give you a break. Because that's her go-to method, and it seems to work for her. You're not going to be so lucky, sir. If you didn't have iHeart propping you up, you'd be gone too. You know? They're going to say MAGA, I'm telling MAGA. Why do you care what they say? You don't care what I say. Why would you care what these morons say? Why, you need to go pick up some more Democratic money? Why would you give a shit? Why can't anybody just be ethical and just say what needs to be said? Why you gotta live in a world of a bunch of cowards? They're gonna call me MAGA. So what? If I'm worried about people calling me MAGA, I'd still be hanging with the same cornballs I was hanging with. Bunch of anti-black half-stepping BSers. If you ain't gonna stand up for Palestinians, you ain't gonna stand up against World War III, damn sure ain't gonna stand up for black folks in America. Because everything I named is different, but they all will cost you something. They all will cost you something. And that's the thing, guys. It's real quick to tell what people are about. All you got to see is what cost they're willing to pay. Got to pay the cost to be the boss. A lot of them don't want to pay anything. And it's fine, guys. They're just corporate hacks. It's fine to be a corporate hack, man. I get it. You just in it for the dollar bill. I get it. I understand it. Well, my job is to call you out. You keep doing what you do. I keep doing what I do. That's the ecosystem. You continue to be a hack, Charlamagne. We'll see. Another 4 years from now, we'll see what you'll be doing. We'll see what you do. Right now, it's convenient for you to stop being honest and truthful. Now, because your person lost. That person, you were going around the country lying to people saying she was great. Why aren't you worried about the impending doom of having this fascist president, this Hitler, as you were calling it? The last days of the election, Charlamagne was throwing everything against the wall, him and Angela Rye, or any network, on Ari Melber's show. In particular, I saw him on a couple of others, doing everything he could to say how it's going to be the end of American democracy if Trump is elected. Now that Trump's elected, what is he doing? He's laughing it up. He's he with Andrew Schultz on the Brilliant Idiot Show, as if nothing's wrong. Does he look like he's worried he's gonna be thrown in a concentration camp? Really? That's what it looks like to you? And we got a bunch of, it's sad, man. The state of our media is so bad, folks. It's pathetic. We have what's supposed to be a robust independent media. Black independent media is garbage too, most of it. 90% of it is garbage. They are. They'll tell black people what they want to hear instead of telling the truth. And they don't want to bump up against the wrong black influencers, the wrong popular black folks. They're afraid. I mean, I'm not saying anything that's all that controversial. It's just truth. These people have been running around lying for years, running around gaslighting people, running around playing on the emotions. 92% of black women voted for Kamala Harris. They shouldn't have. That's a failure to communicate. That's what that is. All the money that was given to this woman for no damn reason other than an exercise. And all those women, I wonder how many of those women, how many of those black women have children who they would like to see grow up and not be killed in nuclear war? Probably all of them, right? Why would they support a party that does? That's down for poking the bear? See what I'm saying? Don't make sense. So either you're delusional, you don't believe that nothing bad can happen, that will never come to pass. Okay, fine. Why do you think that Trump is going to be Hitler and bring back slavery and all this other bullshit then? You believe that, though. You believe that more than you believe a pissed off Putin who you've been vilifying, who they've been vilifying for the last 30 years? You don't believe he'll push a button? But you believe that every safeguard in America will break down and Trump will turn back the clock and we'll go back to the times of Jim Crow. That seems feasible, though, don't it? To you. Bullshit logic. Don't make any sense. So now what's going to happen? This is a season of everybody having an epiphany. Everybody having a coming to Christ moment. Everybody realizing, oh my God, the Democrats suck. What about people that knew it already? I'm just saying, shouldn't there be like a period of reconciliation, a period of demotion? Shouldn't some of these people have to go? I mean, if they've been calling this election this wrong, if they've been calling the state of the Democratic Party wrong all this time, and they're independent, or they're not, shouldn't there be some type of comeuppance for them? I mean, I think I could give a scathing rant, but Jesus Christ, should more happen? Shouldn't their base of supporters and viewers be like, this guy's full of crap. This guy didn't know anything. He was part of it. And if he did know, that's even worse. And if he didn't know, that's horrible too, because that means he was running his mouth not knowing shit. He was willing to just say whatever someone told him, which has been Charlamagne the Guy's explanation, They lied to him. Everyone lied to him. They weren't being honest with him. You shouldn't have to worry about that. People lying to you as far as that shouldn't have worked if that's true, because you should have been checking your sources and doing more investigation. You shouldn't just go up and say whatever somebody whispers in your ear. You should be doing the damn work if you're going to go in front of people so they don't take what they do seriously. If you can be so fooled and people can just tell you what to say out your mouth on TV to the world, and you really not know what the hell you're talking about, that's on you too. It's on you more than it's on them, because you're the dummy saying it. So you dumb for not knowing, you dumb for not checking, and now you are hypocritical enough to come out here and say opposite shit on opposite day, as if none of that took place. And you and Andrew Schultz can tee about it. I got a feeling there were a few women that gave them money who shouldn't have, who really couldn't afford to. Listening to your goofy ass. And that's on them in a way. Trusting you. I mean, you got to be pretty dumb to do that, but people do dumb things. I did dumb things when I trusted Obama. Anyway, now is a good time for them to all come to their senses. Everybody now realizes that they made mistakes. Speaking of people talking reasonably, you won't believe who's talking like they have common sense. Oh man, this next one's going to blow your mind. Do me a favor, hit the like button if you like the content so far. Our goal is to get to 500 likes. It's a modest goal, but I think we can do it. Hit the like button if you're on Facebook, if you're on Twitter. Remember that we do this every day about the same time. Except for tomorrow, I'll be eating some Thanksgiving with my family. Damn it. But I'll be back day after. So typically by 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, every day except for Saturday. Glad I remembered to say that because I know I would have forgot, man. Buck be like, Tim, are you going to work on Thanksgiving because you didn't say anything? Like, uh-oh. No, I'm not going to work this Thanksgiving. So look, guys, happy Thanksgiving. Hit the like button. We're trying to get us to 500 likes. And that's not for gratuitous. That's not just because I want everybody to watch. It's I'm trying to grow the channel. And I just think that number helps us in the algorithm. It might not. They may want 1,000 likes. I don't know. I really don't know. I'm too small a channel for them to talk to me directly and give me good advice. I don't have friends who used to have channels or bigger networks or whatever. You know, I kind of always been out here feeling my way in the dark, you know? So I really don't know. But I just know what I think works. And then I find out if it does. And then it changes. So hit the like button just in case I'm right. Because I could be. All right. Charlamagne the God. How we doing, Buck? Charlamagne the God in the next, whoever that person was. Tomorrow's Tuesday. Okay, tomorrow's Tuesday. Okay, my bad. Whatever it is, man. When is Thanksgiving? It's Thursday? I don't know. On Wednesday? Thanksgiving's Wednesday. Oh, I got to cook tomorrow. Maybe I will. I don't know, man. I don't know. Maybe I'll cook tomorrow. I don't know. No wonder why Mrs. Black didn't look at me like, I'm telling you, man, I worked too hard. I woke up this morning, I thought it was Saturday or Sunday. I really don't know, man. All I do is get up and do this. That's it. I have no life. I have no life. And you would think I would. Well, when is it? Hey, Siri, when is Thanksgiving? It's Thursday. Jesus Christ. They moved this shit. It's always a Thursday, Tim. Oh, that's right. Mrs. Black told me that last week. Man, I worked too hard. That's all it is. It's always a Thursday, isn't it? That's why it changes. Because it's always the last Thursday of the month. I deserve a break today. Okay. You're not going to believe this one. This one's a good one. All of them are good ones. Whoopi Goldberg on The View said some things. And I'm like, what? Whoopi? Well, kind of. She kind of said some things. In fact, I'm thinking better of it. Let me find it. I got her clip here, guys.
So far, the current White House has declined to weigh in on any moves from the incoming administration, and a Washington Post op-ed is asking if the sudden silence from a lot of what they feel are vocal Democrats is a sign that the resistance against MAGA is fading out. But for Transportation Secretary Chief Pete Buttigieg, he has a different message about moving forward. Take a look.
We cannot be mesmerized by the worst things that we see happening. We will be inclined to react with shock by some things which are done precisely with the intent of shocking us. We need to move very quickly through the shock and condemnation into identifying what exactly has to be done. And
okay, guys. It's one of the things I can't stand about politicians, man. All the word salad. Donald Trump is going to do his best to troll us and get a rise out of us. It's going to be our job to pivot from that, to realize that's the game. It's not a bug, it's a feature. Okay, it's built that way, and that's his intention. He wants to freak us out. He wants us to freak out and go at each other and go crazy, lose our minds. Actually, doesn't really want to do that, but he laughs when we do it. You know, it's just funny. You know, but anyway, it would be good if we didn't freak out everything he says. It'd be good if we didn't look like damn fools running around like through Three Stooges on meth. Yeah, it'd be a good idea if we didn't make a fool out of ourselves every time he does something or says something. And for example, Matt Gaetz. Man, we shouldn't have jumped out the gym so fast. Because now we got a real problem. Her name is Pam Bondi. Yeah, so that's what you should have said, people. We all know straight talking is that what we do in the Democratic Party. Politispeak is what we do. And I've never been impressed with Pete. And those people that have, I always think that's why I'm like, why are people freaking out about Trump's picks? Biden's picks suck too. And I don't even know if Trump's picks suck, but they usually do. They sucked last time. So anyway, when's the last time people cared about picks? And that's my thing, man. Everyone just goes to sleep when their team wins. But not so much with Trump people. See, Trump people are not Republicans. They don't go to sleep when Trump wins. They watch more. Unlike the Democrats. And hell, the true left of whatever that's still left around, they pay attention. They're just so beat up and frustrated, they don't know what to do. But anyway, let's listen to this. It's going to get more interesting. Once again, I'm not a fan of the Pete. Sneaky Pete is not my guy.
That requires a more tactical mentality.
And they're also saying a lot of Americans still are overcoming the shock by taking a breather over the holidays and planning to get back in the game after January 20th, which is something I've been saying for, I don't know, the past 7, 8, 9 months. Because you don't ever know what's going to happen with an election. You can hope and plan, and when stuff goes down, you got to make a decision. We're not going to know jack until January 20th, until he's in. You're not going to know what's going to happen. And is no point, in my opinion, is no point in working yourself into a lather over it. I don't know if you agree, but I'm like, okay, I'm not going to yell at the TV until I know what I'm yelling about.
Well, it's been exhausting being that, Donald Trump has been running since 2022 again. So watching this campaign cycle, it felt like it lasted way longer than anything ever should. And then for some of us, we didn't win this election, what we wanted. That was a resistance, and then the votes come in. Right now, I think everyone's not only exhausted from politics, the holidays are
Well, you know what? I gotta add this, man, just because she's a Republican, right? This woman here. And I want to correct the record a little bit here because it's kind of bogus what she's spreading. Trump may announce he was running for re-election in 2022, but they were still on his ass in 2020, 2021, all the way up until that time. Like, because that's where the money was. Corporate media made money after going after Trump. It benefited them. That's where the money was. He was still hated so much, and he was still such a draw for clicks and views and the man people love to hate that it was advantageous for any politician, anyone trying to make a name for themselves, Letitia James, Fonnie Willis, anybody, Jack Smith, anybody to make a name for themselves going after Trump. That's why you're so damn tired, because you sit up here and play footsie with the same people that kept the relevance of their show by dumping on them too. That's the whole game, guys. I don't know what the Democratic Party is going to do. I don't know what corporate media is going to do when Trump's gone. When Trump gone, I don't get it. I think this entire system, It's time legacy media will collapse and fold in on itself. I mean, they can't get eyeballs any other way. They are only alive because of Trump. And now that Trump is in and Trump is bringing media with him, that's why the dominoes are falling. So yeah, I question her and what she's saying because it don't make sense. But let's keep going.
Beautiful thing, but they're also a heavy thing for a lot of people. And so we're heading into a place where you need a refilled tank to deal with anything you're dealing with, whether it's grief, loss, or the happy parts as well. And then I think you have to think about what the action of that resistance looks like when things are actually done. Arguably, Matt Gaetz was a resistance because the public scrutiny of that and all of the coverage of that, even Matt Gaetz said when he resigned, this became too big of a distraction. That was resistance. It may just not look like what everyone's thinking it is.
He didn't resign because he was a distraction. He resigned because he wasn't going to get confirmed. But look, this does feel different than 2016. In 2016, at this time, the Women's March was being planned. That began getting planned the election night, and it began with a Facebook post of a housewife in Hawaii. It had Joe Biden, the debate, 2 assassination attempts, Kamala coming in and running hard, leaving it all on the field for 107 days. And then we thought she was going to win, like we did with Hillary in 2016, and she didn't. So
Why would you think she was going to win, Anna? What tangible reason? What gave you that impression? Other than you saying it. Other than that's what you wanted to happen. What was it? What was your signal that you got that told you she was going to win this thing? I'm serious, man. I want to see some receipts. Some polls, some favorable polls by former Democratic or Democratic leaning or whatever. I mean, what was it that you thought was going to, I mean, you thought that people hated Trump enough that it didn't matter who was running. That's all you thought. And that was the idea. You know, that's how Biden won, and you thought that Kamala could win on that as well. Because it was that Kamala. Because she did not have a great anything. In my opinion, there was nothing that Kamala did during this great run that you say happened that ever signaled to anybody that she was an amazing candidate and that she was going to beat this thing. I don't think there was. The only glimmer was that one debate, and those couple of moments in that debate, that was about it, where it looked like she got the better of Trump on a couple calls. But other than that, the lack of interviews, the lack of press conferences, we could go on and on and on and on and on. But I'm just saying, there was nothing other than that one little blip that you should even have thought that. I mean, how could you really have been fooled if you're in the media game? It's another thing if you're sitting at home and you work all day and you got a real job and you got real kids and a real spouse, real stuff to do and a real car that breaks down and real family members that need help, and you got all this stuff going on. It's easy for you to be distracted. But if you're in the media game, how could you be so distracted not to realize there was really not a lot going on in Kamala's favor? I just don't see it, guys. I was here the whole time.
I think people are exhausted. I think they are looking at, taking care of themselves before they take care of America, right? I gotta breathe. My mental.
So the co-founder of the national voting rights group, Black Voters Matter.
Okay, guys, I'm gonna move on to when Whoopi makes her statement.
Call that out, but I just think I'm kind of shying away from this sort of apocalyptic, it's all we need to be like losing sleep over it. The American system of government is strong, it's held. There are checks and balances, even if my party's in control of the House, the Senate, and the presidency. And I think we should I root for America, so I root for a smart, serious Donald Trump presidency, and I root for pushback when he doesn't do things that are smart.
I think all those things are great to dream about, and they're great.
But I have for 4 years and work on Red Republic, or we could just engage in the process.
As I've always said, this process was handled without me.
Yeah.
Yeah. because the things I was looking for, you know, and I listened to people make fun of it, you know, it's not about race, it's not about misogyny. It is for me. It is for me, because that's how you see me first. So that's how I have to respond to you. And I don't think this is what you're saying. I want to be really clear, because you know how they like to always put us, oh, and she was mean to her.
Yes.
I understand all the things you want to see him be. I understand all the things that he promised he would be and he wasn't. And now that he has been given carte blanche.
Yeah, I kind of wonder. I was going to let this go, but I'm going to say this, man. Whoopi Goldberg, I don't see how you can see yourself in Kamala Harris. I just don't get it. And I know that there are people that do see this, so I guess it's kind of like me just, I'm saying it for no damn reason, basically. But I gotta say it, I don't know what it is about Kamala Harris that will make you think that it's sort of similar. What is it about her? The blonde highlights, the burgundy highlights, whatever that is in her hair, is that it? What is it? Because really, when I look at her, I don't see you. Only thing she has is uterus. Did you feel this way about Hillary? Maybe you did, I don't know. But to me, she ain't nothing but Hillary with a slight tan. That's all she is. And she might even be worse because she was a prosecutor. And she's been on every side of everything and flip-flopped all over the place. And then she threw all the ethics behind that she said she stood for and lined up behind Joe Biden. So, like, I don't even know what you're talking about. You know, I want to understand it, but it doesn't make sense what you're talking about. It just doesn't. And I guess if you want to be aggrieved, guys, if people want to be aggrieved and they want to feel like they have been disrespected, I guess you can do that, because you can choose that at any time if that's how you want to feel. But all I'm saying is, this I don't feel was an indictment on Black women. I just don't feel that way. I just don't see it that way. I don't see her as I see you, Whoopi. I don't see Kamala Harris as I see my wife. Okay? I just don't. Or my daughters. I just do not. And I'm wondering why you do.
I'm not going to waste a lot of time on what he might do.
But at the
I'm gonna wait, because I need to see what he will do so that I know what I'm going to do.
That's in many ways my point. But like, we can sit here and we could be apocalyptic about what he might do, but I also think there's a moment for self-reflection. I felt as unrepresented by Biden when I would talk about, I care about the border. Why did you wait till 3 years in to do it? I care about the cost of living.
But
why aren't you talking about it?
We've done all of that, and we're talking about how this respect comes to you, how it comes to me, how it comes to you. We're looking at different things. You're hearing different things than I'm hearing because you're not listening for the same things.
Won't you just say what you're talking about? Why do people gotta talk in code? Why come Whoopi can't come out with it? What is it, Whoopi? What do you want to be said? Black people are great? Why people hear that all the time? And what happens? They get hosed. Why do you feel like a politician telling you something means anything? It doesn't. You're right when you say, I'm gonna wait and see what they do, because that's all any reasonable person can do. Maybe you finally realize all the fear-mongering is dumb. And it's kind of late, because you've been doing that for the past 4 years, if not longer. For what reason? And don't say it wasn't no reason. Don't say it just happened. That's what the hell y'all been doing. But it's like people, I want to feel included. I want to feel seen and all this shit. You know, if someone's lying to you and just telling you a bunch of candy, you know, waving a bunch of candy at you, waving a carrot at you, trying to get you to do what they want you to do, you know, manipulating you. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's not good either. So I just want it to be real. Whatever, I want to see what actions there are. I want to see what happens. I want to see what is done. And then I will make judgments. Like you just stated, that's reasonable. But this whole thing about not being seen, that's just a bunch of goobly-gook said by a bunch of numbskulls who are riding some wave or something. That's not even real world stuff. You think our ancestors woke up talking about I need to be seen? They needed not to be mistreated. They needed not to be discriminated against. Not this, not seen, not this, they didn't say the thing. No, there was some fundamental things we needed. What you're talking about now, I don't even know what that is. Be tangible. What you need, okay, we need a certain amount of businesses to thrive. We need the racial wealth gap to close. We need Black families to own more property, stock, to have more wealth. These are tangible things you can say out of your mouth. But instead, you're talking about some abstract nonsense that means nothing. Maybe I'm just a dumb guy and I don't get it, you know, because I'm operating on a different energy or something. The chakra and the rockra, whatever the hell that is, y'all be doing. But Jesus Christ, say it. Because you have a platform.
Just aren't, and that's okay. I have a lot more understanding about what you're looking for than most people have what I'm looking for.
Yeah.
No,
Because-
we
and so-
recognize
Yeah,
that.
so
You know, what are you clapping about? She didn't say anything. I have a lot more understanding what you're looking for than what I'm looking for. Tell me what you're looking for, because I don't know what it is. What is it? So Biden just like selected, appointed a bunch of Black judges. That make you feel better? We got a shit system. Now we got Black people going to be sending people to jail. Or you think they're going to do a better job of not doing that, sending poor people to jail, mainly us? Like, I'm trying to understand. We got people jumping up and down because Black people get to be the people issuing out the pain to Black people. Ooh, Whoopi, Whoopi, Whoopi. I'm trying to understand what's the end result you're looking for, guys. Like, my granddaughter, my middle granddaughter, she was watching something on the Google, the little show, and the girl was having a lemonade stand. And she looks at me and she said, Pop, will you help me do a lemonade stand? And I said, well, yeah, maybe in the summer. She said, okay, great, in the summer. And then she went down, she's, all the things that she wanted in the lemonade stand, lemonade, a pitcher, we're gonna have ice pop, and we're gonna have cups, and we're gonna have this, and me and Mrs. Black, like, yeah, we're gonna make sure you have that, and we're gonna have that, and it was just an amazing moment. But see, she's 6. She will be 6 tomorrow. She'll be 6 tomorrow, right? But she asking me directly, tangible, real things about what she wants. And I got you, and I think you're a little older than 6. Not trying to tell on your age, Whoopi, but you've seen a lot of 6s. You may be double 6, okay? Move it into triple 6, real talk, with the view here. But my point is, why can't you be like her and speak directly and stop speaking in hieroglyphics? What's the thing that you want people to do? What do you want for Black women? Other than symbolism. See, that's the problem, guys. And that's what we get. See, they don't really want to demand anything because Kamala wasn't offering shit. Kamala was not offering Black people anything. She wasn't offering Black women anything other than, look at me. Look at me. Don't I look great? Me and my husband. Don't we look amazing? Look at us. Feel proud. Look at us. Look at us. We did it. Look at us. Look at me do it. Yay. What the hell is that? What you gonna buy with that? How many degrees can you finance with your children with that? How much of the mortgage payment can you meet with that? How much wealth can you put away with that? What can you what can you grow your retirement on that? Like, what's happening here? Can you put a new roof on the house? What is it? What does that do for you? See, Whoopi Goldberg is in a privileged position where symbolism is good enough for her. That's what she's talking about, symbolism. She's not talking about any real thing because she would have said it. When I asked one of them baked goods from that store, from that restaurant or that bakery, she knew what to order. She caught up about that, didn't she? She knew what she wanted from the bakery. I didn't cover it, but I saw it. She goes on this whole thing about this bakery. Didn't have whatever that she wanted them to have. They had it another time, but now they don't have it because she's calling and they don't have it. And they come out and they say, well, look, we had a problem with our oven at the time. That's what it was. It wasn't because it was you and because it was The View. Keep your shirt on. It's not that big a deal. But she put out all this negative publicity for this small bakery on Staten Island, but this Staten Island bakery has a large following. And it's loved by the people in the neighborhood. But my point is this. When Whoopi Goldberg contacted them to make her order, she knew exactly what she wanted. So she's capable of ordering what she wants. But when it comes to Kamala, nobody can articulate what they want. Her and Sonny just talk about how they feel. They talk about America doesn't love black women and no one respects black women and all this shit. Nah, be tangible and say, fuck respect. Respect is pay. Say that then. Hey, Kamala, we need more pay. We need equal pay. Was she running on equal pay or did I miss something? Because I don't remember her running on equal pay. That was not a cornerstone. All I heard about was a small business lady that lived down the hall that helped raise her. I didn't hear anything about equal pay for women. So what are you really talking about? I don't want to keep going on and on about this, but it's like the rest of the world is still on this. So I'm out to continue to check them. And I actually wanted to ride with her and be like, ooh, Whoopi finally gets it. But she doesn't, because her head's in the clouds. And I don't think she's a dumb person. I think they don't care. I don't think Joy Behar, I don't think Whoopi Goldberg or Sonny Hostin care if you get anything really that changes your life. I think they care about the representation and the symbols in the team. Team Blue.
I think what we're all saying is we're going to sit and watch. We're going to wait and see because we can't do anything else except.
I'm not going to wait and see. I mean, this guy is told us he's a retribution. He's going to be a dictator.
There's nothing to be done until you know what you're fighting. It's pissing in the wind doesn't help. You just get a wet face.
But what I'm saying is I have no false expectations that at 78 he's going to all of a sudden turn into another human being. And I'm not going to spend. I spent weeks telling people that he was apocalyptic. I'm not going to change now because it's still the same man.
Not treating every single thing like
I think that's when we lose credibility.
Well, here's the thing: you lose credibility in many different ways. If you don't know what you're talking about and you accuse him of something, then they're going to blow it back. That's why I say we need to wait and see exactly what you're going to do. Are you coming after all the folks that come to this country for a better world, who come here to work? What are you going to do with all those folks? What are you going to do with those jobs when you take all these people away? When you talk about getting rid of folks, you better know what your back game is going to be before you. So far,
Okay, guys. What a stinker. All right, people were retweeting Whoopi Goldberg's last part there as if she somehow had an epiphany, and I guess I thought she did, but I don't know what that is. I mean, I do agree you can't call people out for what they do until they do it. Anna Navarro's just a hack. And Anna Navarro, if you were wrong when you were calling it out earlier, to keep calling it out, saying you want to be consistent, it just makes you more dumb. You know? That's all it does. He's going to be a dictator. Just stupid shit. No reality, nothing, no evidence to base that on other than a truncated speech at some rally in Des Moines, Iowa or something he said 6 months ago or something. I mean, that's a horrible, dumb thing to say. And it didn't work. Yeah, maybe you stop doing it because it didn't work. Maybe that would be a good sign that it's not effective. Maybe you should stick to facts. Maybe you should pump the brakes, see what happens. I don't know. I don't much care. But the Democratic Party has their own hills to climb. Won't you? Because at this point, the View is just a pathetic news organization, if that's what you want to call them, and it needs to go away. And maybe it'll go away. Maybe ABC will realize it's time to cut them loose. I thought maybe that's what was going on. Maybe Whoopi really needed to keep this job since she considers herself working person because she has a job that pays her $8 million. So she considers herself a working person. So anybody out there going, oh, Whoopi gets it, I don't know about that. I don't get it. I don't know. How can a person be that delusional that thinks they make $8 million a year and they think that makes them a working person because they got to show up a place to get it? That's not what we mean when we say working class, Whoopi, you goof. So these are the people we're talking about. And that's what I'm saying, man. Media has to change. If anything's ever going to change in America, our media must change. It just has to. It just has to be, people have to be ethical. The American people need to be informed so they can make better sense and make noise about the right issues at the right times. You know? Yeah. It is what it is. I don't know. I think it's pathetic. I really do. I think it's pathetic that these women have paid all this money. I would feel the same way if it was a bunch of guys paid a bunch of money to talk endlessly about stuff they don't know about. And I'm sure there are a lot of podcasts where people do that. And there's a lot of guys sitting around talking about a bunch of stuff they don't know anything. I'm pretty sure, you know? And on top of that, they're not honest. That's probably the biggest thing, because you can read and learn, but if you're not going to be honest and if you're always covering your ass, then what good are you really? If you're always fighting for a party, what good are you? Both of these parties are horrible. Our two major parties are horrible parties. And the jury's not out. The jury's still out on the Green Party. You know, I hear stuff about them too, but not to the extent of the Democratic Party. Democratic Party is like well in front, the worst party. And I've heard about racism within the Republican Party. So don't get that twisted. Okay? But no one deserves our vote. No one's owed your vote. Everyone has to earn your vote. People love to talk on and on and on about how people died so I could vote. Now, I don't think that's exactly why. Someone killed them because they were trying to vote. They died because of bigoted racists with a gun decided to shoot them. That's why they died. Anyway, guys, fun times, right? Fun times. Put in the comment section what you think about Whoopi Goldberg's realization, if you could call it that. Is that a realization or a resignation? I don't know. I thought maybe she was trying to keep her job. Maybe they need to make a little pivot, slight pivot, and be a little bit more reasonable. But as you can see, the back and forth arguing, and you can see Sonny was quiet. Maybe Sonny needs her job. Maybe they're trying to keep it together. Because the toxic level of The View, having to read legal disclaimer after legal disclaimer. In 1 week, you have 3 legal disclaimers because you keep saying a bunch of crap out your mouth that's false to the point The network must protect itself? Keep messing around. Elon about it of you too. It is what it is. Next. Okay, guys, check this out. Hit the like button, guys, and let's go to the next story. Let's kick some ass real quick, guys. Check this out. I'm just gonna go to the clip. I guess Trump is breathing a little bit easier today, and some people are breathing fire.
Coming on the air with breaking news about President-elect Donald Trump, the Justice Department Special Counsel Jack Smith just filed a motion to dismiss the federal criminal case against the president-elect over his efforts to overturn the 2020 election results. The news comes after NBC News learned the Justice Department had been planning to wind down its federal cases against Mr. Trump. It also comes as NBC News learned that Smith and his team plan to resign before Mr. Trump returns to the White House. We want to go straight to our justice and intelligence correspondent, Ken Delaney. And Ken, fill us in here.
Lester, Special Counsel Jack Smith and his team have filed a sparse but historic document here asking Judge Tanya Chutkan to dismiss this case. And the grounds they gave is essentially that the Justice Department has always held, historically, that a sitting president can't be prosecuted or indicted, and that principle applies here. Let me just read a little bit from what they wrote. They said that the department and the country have never faced the circumstance here where a federal indictment against a private citizen has been returned by a grand jury and a criminal prosecution is already underway when the defendant is elected president. Confronted with this unprecedented situation, the special counsel's office consulted with the department's Office of Legal Counsel. That's the group inside the DOJ that decides constitutional legal positions. And then they said that after careful consideration, the Justice Department has determined that the OLC's prior opinions concerning the Constitution's prohibition on federal indictment and prosecution of a sitting president apply to this situation, Lester. So, look, this indictment, this involves the three conspiracies Donald Trump is accused of in an effort to cling to power after the 2020 election. And it marked an extraordinary moment in American history. This is the first ever accusation that a sitting president committed crimes in an effort to cling to power. The dismissal also marks an extraordinary moment. 50 years after Richard Nixon was forced by lawmakers from both parties to resign the presidency amid allegations of criminal conduct, half of American voters discounted equally serious charges of criminal misconduct in office against Donald Trump. They returned Mr. Trump to the presidency. And if the lesson of Watergate was that no one was above the law, the lesson of the Trump era is that a majority of Americans have decided that this principle no longer applies. And what I can tell you, Lester, is that we also expect a filing in the other case, which has been dismissed by the judge, that classified documents case against Mr. Trump, which is on appeal. We expect a filing there, although it's not clear exactly what that filing will say because there are two other defendants in that case. And Jack Smith, the special counsel, is required to file a report to the Attorney General before he leaves office explaining his prosecution decisions. Merrick Garland has a policy of making those reports public. So
all right, it's over. Enough, it's over. Yeah, it's over, Johnson. It should have never even happened. This was all BS too. It's just a way trying to keep him out of the office. I always thought it was politically motivated. And it was always funny watching people try to make the argument that it was not politically motivated. Come on. The timing didn't make you see it. It didn't tip it off for you. He filed to run in 2022, and then came charges. Goofy, like. Anyway, so now it's a wrap for that. It's over. Back to your schedule, previously scheduled administration still in progress, which is the Biden administration. Whoop-de-doo. Like, look, guys, Trump get in, you hold him accountable for what he does, hold him accountable really for what he doesn't do as well. And that'll be it. But you know what? I think we'll have more people on MAGA really scrutinizing Trump. A lot of these people didn't scrutinize Biden at all. I got a lot of people jumping up and down, complaining about the Democrats losing. But maybe if you scrutinize Biden a little bit more, you would have won. But instead, they all just fell in line. They let him do whatever he wanted to do. And meanwhile, the rest of the country hated it. And he just kept on going. And then you end up losing. And then you go, how'd that happen? Heavens to Murgatroyd. Well, it happens when you don't do shit. When you let a guy just walk all over you and do whatever he wants to do and then go out and get ice cream with his wife. Pop needed to be pulled in. Well, I think the people that support Trump, a lot of the MAGA people, they're going to be vocal. They'll be vocal if Trump starts like making it, starts going counter to, what they expect from him. And we'll see. We'll see. I mean, God willing, we'll all see. You know what I'm saying? We'll all see what's going to unfold. And then we'll cover it here on the Tim Black Show. All right, guys, hit the like button. Hit the like button for this show. Let me know what you think. Let the algorithm know, hey, not bad, Tim Black. Not bad. Hope you got 2 more segments, Tim Black. I do have 2 more. I have 2 more segments. So next segment, let's see if I got gas in the tank for this. This, folks, and I want you to bear with me here. Because I know a lot of you, your eyes starting to gloss over. You're thinking about the turkey, the chicken, or whatever, man. You're thinking about all the great things you want to do, and you're tired of this election. But I want you to think about this. I put out a short video on this, and I talked to people about it, and I talked about the money. Damn it, let's talk about the money. Because I believe what happened here was a scheme, a Ponzi scheme. I believe the people got jacked. Now I mean for lifting weights, some moron in a gym doing sit-ups and pull-ups and got a bunch of weights around his waist while he's doing pull-ups like a moron, trying to kill everybody. I don't mean that type of jacked. I'm talking about jacked up. I mean like a gun to your back and took all your stuff, ran the jewels. Check this out. This is an interesting
Morgan, and he has raised a lot of money. The name is Morgan, and he has raised a lot of money for Democrats. Happy Thanksgiving, big brother. Thank you very much for coming on this show and helping my audience.
Thank you. Happy Thanksgiving.
So, John, I never heard anything like this before. Do you think somebody stole the money?
Well, maybe legally. I mean, look, to me, you remember the movie Mad Max when everybody's just doing whatever they wanted, the end of the world? That's what happened here. All of a sudden, everybody's got the keys to the candy store. Ad buyers, talent, consultants. There's 100 days to do it. And the money started pouring in. Remember this, Chris. It wasn't pouring in for Harris. It was pouring in against Trump. Everybody that was voting and supporting Harris was really voting against Trump. And everybody that was voting for Trump was voting for Trump. So she had all this money coming in. She had all these consultants. And if you don't run the ads, you don't get paid for the buy. They were running ads in Florida, where I live, nonstop. And I'm like, why? I mean, are they running them in Alabama and Idaho too? And I'll tell you why. If you don't run the ads, the buyer doesn't get paid. A $900,000 to put her face on the Sphere in Las Vegas. In the Sphere, the ego, the crazy, the commissions. I was at the White House for a dinner Friday night, talking to a lot of people. And I'm telling you, man, there's a lot of whispering. There's a lot of names about who got paid this, who got paid that. And a lot of people got rich on the back of donors trying to stop Trump. And I think this disqualifies her forever. If you can't run a campaign, you can't run America. And that would be the argument just day one. So
Exactly. Exactly. That's what I'm talking about, Johnson. And I got people that were living in delusional, living in another world, looking at this a different way. Now wanting to accept it, even imagine the possibility that this was all just a setup, Johnson. And I've been telling you that from the day one. This don't look right. The money was not for Kamala. It was against Trump. This was anti-Trump money, not pro-Kamala money. The only people that thought that Kamala had a chance were a few black women and a few young kids on TikTok. Okay? And I guess some donors that hated Trump. But at the end of the day, they all got hosed. And in order to keep up the charade, they had to pay all these big talented people so that the crowds would come out. If they didn't pay, so why did Kamala? Everyone's saying Kamala paid all these celebrities. Why? Why should pay the celebrities, Johnson? What is the top of your head? What are you thinking? Because when you have a celebrity at an event, people show up. That's why. And if the people show up, the money keeps coming in because the media will keep saying she's drawing big crowds. She's really killing it. The buzz is electric. The energy, she has the energy. Remember that? She has the momentum. What I'm saying is nothing major happened. Negative in her campaign. Why'd she get beat so bad if nothing major happened? If it was so close, what was the major mistake that she made during the campaign? Now, we're pointing to comments on The View. Nah, that's not enough. What did she majorly do that dropped the bottom out of it? Because remember, they were reporting that she was surging, that she had all the energy, and that Trump was a dead man walking. Remember that? I remember it like it was yesterday. It almost was. This guy is saying that it was all a big money buy. Big opportunity to get the free money. And I'm not even saying it all went into Kamala's pocket. I'm not saying that. But I'm saying she made a lot of friends along the way. Her and Doug. I'm sure they made a lot of friends the way they spread that money around. She did a lot of favors for a lot of people. Believe that. And she will be she'll be cashing in on that at some point. Wouldn't you? But back to my point, man, this guy's on point. A lot of people got rich off this. Now, some people were waiting to get rich. That's the people that are angriest because they were hoping that if she stayed in office. And that's how government contracts work, man. Government contracts, being a president is having the ultimate government contract. That's what it is. If people know it, if you're looking at Trump, if we were talking about Trump, you wouldn't question it. You'd be like, yeah, Tim, you're right. You're right. I don't trust Trump. Why you trust Kamala? Why? See, people got this bias they don't even want to admit to. They believe for some reason this is above her or below her, beneath her. She would never do this. I'm gonna let this guy talk, but I want people to wake the hell up. We're talking about $1.5 billion. Gone bye-bye. And they owe $200 million. Trump spent less and still has money left over, and he's offering to help pay her bills. And he won. So what was the catastrophic event to drop the bottom out? If you say, Tim, you have no way to prove that Kamala and them was all BS. The media was in on it. It was all a scam, a scheme. They played with your emotions, the women's emotions, black women in particular. They played with your emotions. They played with young people's emotions. Pulled at your heartstrings, pulled at your bank accounts. She was very aggressive with raising money, too. There's articles about how aggressive she was, going back at people trying to get more money, more money, more money, more money, more money. There are still ads going out from the Kamala Harris campaign asking for money. 3 weeks later, they're still asking for money. Think about it.
It was terrible. I think she did a good job in the debate. I think she did as good a job as she could hope for in a short period of time. I told everybody, she should not have been the nominee. She was not going to win, and she didn't win, and she lost badly. So she's got to go figure out her life. She's in Hawaii. Tim Walz was at the dinner. She was in Hawaii. So she's having a call with donors this week. They tell me about her political future. I don't think she has a political future. So that's my thought on her.
How bad is this for the party going forward?
It's terrible because when you don't trust, it's like Andrew Gillum down here in Florida. He lost by just a little bit. But the money was, to DeSantis, just a little bit. But the money was so squandered and kept that, and he was going to take all that money he kept and rebuild the party. The Republicans got 1 million more voters now. What happened in Florida is with Gillum is going to the same thing is going to follow Harris for the rest of her career. She cannot be trusted with the money. And the party and the donors are going to be like, where is this money going? Look, the week of the election, a former ambassador called me and said, I'm having a fundraiser, this like 2 days before the election. I said, how can you spend the money? Well, we need it for GOTV. I said, no. I stopped giving once Biden was out. As you know, Chris, I said, that's it. I'm a Biden guy. I wasn't Harris.
Okay. And that's the thing when you're talking sense to people that don't want to be made sense to. These stubborn things called facts, people don't want to accept them. They want to live in their own, live in their reality because it's more comfortable. And what I'm trying to tell you is we can't afford to do that, man. We got to be able to address what's happening. And I just want people to explain to me, how'd she lose by so much? Because I didn't see a fumble that badly where she was ahead, like they say, that she lost this badly. Nothing happened. There was no revealing scandal. There was no audio tape or videotape. There was no Diddy moment. There was nothing. What happened? There was no video of her beating up Doug in a hotel. She wasn't Ray Rice and Doug in the elevator. You know what I'm saying, guys? I'm being realistic here. Nothing really major, catastrophic happened to the Kamala Harris campaign. Other than she was uncharismatic and she wouldn't answer questions directly. That, if you were up like they were saying, that was through the whole thing she was that way. So it wasn't like it was just one moment where the bottom fell out. She got caught, doing coke or something. Nothing like catastrophic happened. I want people, listen to what I'm saying, man. And look, I know there are people that watch this show. They watch other shows. Be honest. Those other people that you watched, what were they telling you? What were they saying? Were they telling you that Kamala was killing it, that Kamala was doing well? What was their basis of saying it? Other media saying it, just like they were. That was all you had were people saying it. But based on performance, I didn't buy it because there was no there. Okay? If it wasn't for the identity politics that Kamala was playing, that she had at her disposal, and that's why they kept leaning into the blackness, because it still works. Now, you know what? It probably won't work anymore, guys. That's probably over now. Trump is killed. Like I see it. Companies are already moving away from diversity, equity, and inclusion. Trump ain't in office, and companies are rewriting their policies right now because they didn't want to do this shit anyway. And you know what? I don't have a problem with it. You know why? Because I don't think it helped black people all that much anyway. There's still discrimination. Even when you put that in place, we're still discriminated against. We're discriminated against within the realms of those policies because people run them. And they still adhere to the same hierarchies of race in the construct of race that they operate with without those in place. You get what I'm saying? So I do not think, because just like affirmative action did not help black people specifically or exclusively, and not even the most, other people benefited more from affirmative action than us. We're just the ones that got to call names and blame and say we're lazy and getting handouts, when it was their wives who were getting their lion's share of it. And some of them knew it. Some of them knew it. Not everybody's dumb. They know it's a Ponzi scheme. That's why they did it. See, once you start opening your head up to how corrupt things are, you realize that there's no bottom that people won't stoop to. It's sort of like with the migrants. I get people that are upset. They're livid. They're emotional about the migrants. And I'm like, dog, they don't care about these migrants. You're goofy. They care about boosting their bottom line and not paying people for a livable wage. They want to spend less money to get the services done. That's it. And they have money to spend. Don't get it twisted. When I got to hire somebody, I'm like, oh my God. They have the money. But the same thing, man, people, it's the same trick. We got people that get emotional, they get upset, all these things, they want to go after you for calling out these things within the system. Not recognizing that it's all bullshit. Not recognizing that this is a corrupt game, a scheme that's being run. Some people may benefit from this scheme in some way, but who really benefits are the scheme makers. Same thing with DEI and all these other things that are put in place. What this Kamala Harris campaign has done, it was opened up the gate for free money for a lot of people, and a lot of people made out. That $350,000 is probably more money than Roland Martin made from any candidate before. He talking all this smack about wanting millions. Did he ever get millions from anybody else? He almost got $500,000. Roland Martin, I got a feeling, Roland Martin doesn't usually get $500,000 from one political campaign. I don't think he does. He went on a little rant, giving us an expose, telling people he don't care what we think. It spends 12 minutes telling us. But he didn't say, this is less. I get more money. I got more money from Andrew Gillum. Or I got more money from Stacey Abrams when she ran. He didn't say that, did he? He did not say he got more money when Biden ran, did he? See, it's not always what people say, it's what they're also not saying. A lot of people made out under Kamala Harris. You don't think D.L. Hughley made out? You think D.L. and Steve did all that flying around and doing all this shit for free? Or was it money time? Why do you think Uncle Luke was jumping out the gym, ruining his brand, burning his brand on fire, literally, to cape for Kamala Harris? You don't think there was a money associated with it? You think he just likes her that much? He was anti-Kamala, just like DL was at one point. Money. Now I have a way to do it, so I'm going to say alleged money. I believe this money related. I don't think you do all that for free, Johnson. I just don't get it. I just don't see it being done for free. Maybe not them personally, but to their business account or to their LLC or whatever. And at the end of the day, it benefits them. So that's why I'm on this. That's where we are. I believe it was a big scheme. No one, I want people to put in the comment section. Give me a super chat. Tell me something, Johnson. I want to know, what was the big moment, the catastrophic moment that changed from, that transformed this race where Kamala was surging and she had all the energy? Remember when they were saying that? What changed that? Are you going to say it was an episode of The View? Really? Really? Could have did better, but well, like she showed up with some coke on her nose, drunk with a glass of Henny in her hand. You know? Come on, guys. What was so catastrophic. And if you can't name something, you gotta, I suggest, you consider, you weigh what I'm saying, consider it, because I can't come up with a different conclusion. I ain't rushing to judgment. I'm looking for an alternative. Give me an alternative explanation for this. How'd the bottom drop out if it was true? And if it wasn't true, why was there lies? Why was the lie perpetrated so hard? Folks, $1.5 billion, $1.5 billion, I'm sorry. $1.5 billion is a lot of money. A lot of money. Let me know what y'all think in the comment section. I think I'm on to something. I know I'm on to something. But it's like people don't care. That was people's money, Johnson. People donated that money. And you know what? When 92% of black women voted for Kamala Harris, I got to imagine some of those people gave her money. And she burnt that shit. Like charcoal at a family reunion. Last story, folks. Last story. Good times, though. Good times. Good time. Now, this was really for fun, because I'm a fun guy. Jussie Smollett. Jussie Smollett's back in the news again. This time because they overturned his conviction. Can you believe this? I don't even know how I missed this. Folks, check it out.
Is one of those kind of key moments of that era. And what was striking to me is that the Jussie Smollett of it all is still brought up today.
Yeah.
I mean, when Kamala Harris was running over the summer, she was ridiculed for this tweet that she put out saying, this was back in 2019, Jussie Smollett is one of the kindest, most gentle human beings I know. I'm praying for his recovery. This was an attempted modern day lynching. I'm not sure she, as far as conservatives were concerned, ever lived that down.
Well, she believed it at the time,
Yeah,
right?
she wasn't the only one.
She believed it. A lot of people did.
lot of
It's a
people
really
believed
sad situation. I have a friend who was very involved with Empire, and I think I asked them today, and they said, it's just much sadder than you realize what happened here. And I know, I don't think what he did was right in any way, and it was terrible that he did it. But this is probably the best outcome for something like that.
But it's also the origin story of the backlash to the sort of racial justice moment that was happening at that time.
Yeah, as far as I'm concerned, Jussie back up. Jussie back out here. This is vindication. Jussie needs all movies restored, all roles back, all records back in play right now. We needed a victory. We've been on a losing streak for a couple of weeks. Jussie's back. I think that people overreacted to this, and I told people this before. Even if Jussie did do this, even if he did do it, it's just not that big of a deal to me.
But
yeah, okay, that's funny. That's funny. I wonder if you would say it was not that big of a deal if it was somebody who was white. As black people, we can not like somebody being a liar. A public liar that stages this big thing that causes all this bullshit. It's okay not to like that. I get what you're getting at, but I'm saying it's not like we have to go along with it because you think it's cute. You're actually smiling like it's no big deal. All right, for the record, guys, Jussie Smollett's conviction was overturned by the Supreme Court, the Illinois Supreme Court. The court ruled that the prosecution of Smollett should not have occurred because it violated his due process rights. This decision was based on an agreement initially made where charges against Smollett were dropped in exchange for community service and fulfilling his bond. However, a special prosecutor later brought charges again, leading to his conviction, which was then overturned due to his prosecutorial misconduct. Due to this prosecutorial misconduct, the court's decision was influenced by the principle that the state must honor agreements made with defendants. So, it's not about did he do it or did he not do it. That's not what it is. They were not able to charge him with it. They were not able to prosecute him for this based on the previous agreement he had. Sounds a lot like Bill Cosby. Okay? But here's the thing, guys. it does not mean Jussie didn't do it. It doesn't mean he's not a big ass liar. It doesn't mean he's not a phony. It doesn't mean he didn't get on TV and do this big hoopla for no damn reason at all. But it does mean, he's not convicted. It's overturned.
They're not saying he didn't lie. They're saying he shouldn't have gone through with the prosecution.
Because of double jeopardy.
Because I'm saying it's not like saying, oh, he's clear, it's fine, he never...
And he, at least I don't think his people aren't declaring that. They're just saying, from what I understand, it's time to move on.
But there were real consequences to
there
this.
were. Well, that's why.
There were
That's why there was a
resources,
backlash,
money
right.
spent,
Absolutely.
and it was like this dominant national conversation. I mean, I think that's really what happened.
And it also, unfortunately, it calls into question other stories that happen where there is legitimate problems.
Don't you think, Van, that it hurt the cause?
No, it didn't hurt the cause. First of all, it shouldn't. I am a person, a sentient being of my own. If I have some...
What the hell are you talking about? He's about to say something, guys, that's a big tub of... That's a tub of lard right here, man. This is a crocker. This is a big steaming pile of cow dung. This guy got that big 10-gallon hat. He might as well fill it up with a bunch of cow chips, baby. That's what time it is. I mean, this guy's talking about being a sentient being. Look, dog. This guy went on TV. He lied to the entire world that he was racially profiled, attacked at a very polarizing time. Made it all political and said it was MAGA hats and stuff. You don't give a shit, but at the time, that was like not the thing to do. And he did it for money. He did it because he wanted to be more famous. That's some sick shit. Now, yeah, maybe, people do stuff every day. They do. And so did he. But your whole flippant attitude, like, nah, this didn't hurt the movement. Yeah, of course it does. Everything hurts the movement. I don't even know what movement that is, by the way. Movement for Justice. Van Lathan's going to make the argument that we're all supposed to be better than that. Well, he knows damn well we aren't. That we're all supposed to look at every individual thing and be everything is going to be compartmentalized. And when you look at one case, you never think about anything else. You block everything else out of your head. And you only see that. But we all know that's not how human beings operate. Even if your intention is to be that way, subconsciously you think about other stuff that has happened, other experiences of the news, other things that you are aware of, because you are a conscious human being. So yes, this affects other people. Then we live in a country full of other people. Yeah, Goofy. The young woman who pretended she got kidnapped, but she was just hanging out with some guy or something. That was horrible too. Seems to me like she just wanted some time away from family and to be with somebody, and she wanted to lie because she couldn't come up with a reason to explain what she was doing. But Jussie did it for fame. He did it to be more famous. And you capping for him and caping for him, it's all cap.
Thing that happens to me. It is the police's job to enforce and investigate the law. It doesn't matter whether 10 people lied before me. The veracity in which you investigate something. I'm not always going to be the...
Man, this guy he has a show called The Higher Learning. We call it The Lower Learning or Lowered Expectations. I don't know what you're teaching people over in Higher Learning, bro. Can we just call it middle school? How about grade school? I mean, come on, basics. How about thou shalt not lie to America and play the race card and embarrass the hell out of everybody just for our own personal gain? I mean, it wasn't even like I've seen people get pulled over and they say a bunch of shit. Hey, I'm a star. What are you doing? I don't know who I am. There are people that get caught with stuff like, hey, hold on a second. I'm somebody. And they come up with a story. This guy planned out. He planned out the whole damn thing, and you up here making excuses for it. You're only doing it for one reason and one reason only. So it's silly and it's disrespectful. It really is. And we know what? We can hold our people accountable. Yeah, I don't think he should rot in prison or anything like that for it. But yeah, it doesn't change. You was like, he need to get all his movies back. Get out of here, man. He need to get all his movies back and put him back together the way he was. Yeah, maybe he would still be back together if he hadn't done the dumb shit he chose to do. Chose to do. It's silly. I don't have any sympathy for Jussie Smollett. You know? And I know people do other shit. That's true. Other people do bad things. I get it. I get it all. He did a bad thing too, in my opinion. He did a bad thing. He really did. And just don't make it seem like it's all cool. It's all good. It's not all cool. It's not all good. You know what? I think a lot of people feel that way too. But whether they do or they don't, it's how I feel, man. So yeah, being in solidarity with this guy, you wouldn't be saying if this was, if this is Matthew McConaughey, you wouldn't be saying this shit. You wouldn't be saying it. All right. I'm going to end it there, guys. Where we at? We good. We had 2 hours. Great. All right, guys, thank you very much for being here tonight. I want to go to my comments section. Before I do, please hit the like button. Let the folks know you're watching the Tim Black Show. It's dope to have you here. It's been a great show. Thank you for being a part of this. Anybody have anything to say? A couple people. Thank you, Tim, for Razor Sharp Analysis. Happy Thanksgiving for you and the Tim Black YouTube fam. Thank you, Phyllis Foster. Trust No Party says, the viewers proved to be part of the Democratic machine. Ka-ching. It come off as low intellect hacktivism. I like that word, hacktivism. Kelly M says, Tim, I want to put together GoFundMe so we can buy MSNBC and put you in as the top anchorman. Then I want to watch you fire Rachel and Joy on the air. Stop trying to give me dreams. That sounds like fun. Oh, I'll be rich. Oh, I fired him on the air twice. I fire him, rehire him on the spot just so I could fire him again. Oh, I'd have fun firing him. You'd be like, this is illegal how much fun he had hiring them. I fired him so harshly, they'd sue me. Then I'd say, MAGA made me do it so I can become more famous, like Jussie. And then I'd have Van Lathan go on CNN and defend me and make it no big deal. Right, Van? Or you only do that for your Hollywood friends. Put that in your hat and smoke it. All right, guys. Tim Black, TimBlackTV.com. Go to TimBlackTV.com. Find me out. Check me out, guys. We're doing our thing. It don't stop. It never stops. It just keeps going. Remember, like I always say, guys, don't let anybody take your cornbread. That's your cornbread. And you're the only one with the rights. Guess I'll be here tomorrow. I better get some sleep. Wolfpack. But before I go, I want to know, where are my ladies at? Well, shit, they're not here. Let me find them. Hey, Buck, I want to thank you for what you did, brother. Thank you for supporting the show. Thank you to everybody, my new Patreon members, my new YouTube members. Thank you for becoming members, guys. I love you. I'll see you on the next one. And wherever you are, where are my ladies?
Now, there you go. I can't wait till it's my turn.
Bye.